What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here, and Michigan football had a pretty dang good signing day today, as they not only added a new commitment in the 2024 class, but also they landed a huge transfer portal addition today. We're also going to be going over every single Michigan commit that signed today in the 2024 class. Plus, Michigan officially receives a notice of allegations from the NCAA on the alleged recruiting violations that happened 3 years ago during the COVID-19 dead period. Gonna be going over all that and more in this video, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so it was a pretty dang good signing day for Michigan today, as it was early signing day for the 2024 class. Michigan has most of their 2024 commits already signed, and they should have, I believe, all of them signed by the end of the day. So very good there. Michigan, had no commits flip elsewhere or commit elsewhere today. We also really aren't expecting any other commits to flip their commitment to Michigan today. However, Michigan did get two additions today, one from the transfer portal and one from a 4-star edge, which we will go over. But the first one I wanted to talk about is the Maryland linebacker transfer, Jayshawn Barham, as Michigan landed the former Maryland linebacker, and he has 2 years of eligibility remaining. We talked about him, I believe, last week. He took a visit to Michigan, and Michigan received multiple crystal ball predictions going in their favor. It's a big time pickup for Michigan as they add more depth to that outstanding linebacker position and room. Now, he did play at St. Francis Academy in high school, which Michigan has ties to. But as a freshman at Maryland, he registered 59 tackles, 4 sacks, 1 pass breakup, and a forced fumble, playing in 12 games. Now, he was slowed by an injury in 2023 as he saw 10 games, but he still had 37 tackles, 3 sacks, 1 pass breakups, and an interception. That came in the game against Michigan, as Michigan beat Maryland 31-24. Now, he can play the traditional linebacker spot. However, Michigan could also use him as a rusher off the edge. He played in 392 snaps in the box in 99 along the defensive line this past season, and he joins now a Michigan defense that may be losing their 2 starting linebackers out of Michael Barrett, who will be gone because he is out of eligibility, and Junior Colson, who is a junior. He still has a decision to make. However, he leads Michigan with tackles with 79, and he's definitely a draftable NFL prospect, so he may be going pro. So Michigan could be losing their 2 linebacker starters, so getting Jayshawn Barham in the transfer portal is absolutely huge for Michigan. Michigan still has, sophomore Ernest Hausman, who was also a transfer from Nebraska. Last season, he transferred over to Michigan, and he is 3rd on the team in tackles with 43. So it's a big-time pickup getting Jayshawn Barham from Maryland. Maryland head coach Michael Locksley talking about him. He said, "I still think the sky is the limit for him as a football player." He said he's one of those guys that, as I always say, is part of the special forces, meaning that if I need something done within this team and to get messaging across, he's one of those guys. So Michigan lands the Maryland linebacker transfer, Jayshawn Barham. Michigan's also going after other transfer portal targets like the USC cornerback Domani Jackson, and also the Western Kentucky cornerback Upton Stout. They want to mention Michigan did lose out on the UCLA quarterback transfer Dante Moore, as he committed to Oregon. So Oregon now has Dylan Gabriel and Dante Moore, as it looks like Dante Moore wanted to stay out west again and not come back home to Michigan. But I do expect Michigan to still go after and land a quarterback regardless if JJ stays or not. But now I wanted to talk about the second addition Michigan got, and it was in the 2024 class from the 4-star edge Lugard Edokpe, as he not only committed to Michigan, but he also signed with Michigan today. This was a huge commitment for Michigan. They needed another edge rusher in the class, and they absolutely got one. A very talented one. He was a senior late riser. Didn't get his first Power 5 offer until October, but He is ranked as a 4-star on 24/7 Sports rankings, ranked 169th nationally, from the state of Maryland, and he's 6'6", 230 pounds. Now, in his senior season, this season, he recorded 22 tackles, 5 sacks, 5 pass deflections in just 6 games. Also caught 7 passes for 120 yards on the offensive side. But I told on 3 in the Wolverine about Michigan that Michigan is a great, consistent team that's been in the top 5 in recent years. They produce edge rushers, and they have a great coaching staff and a great culture. He also likes the education that they have and that they've produced Aiden Hutchinson and so many other good defensive ends. So Michigan not only gets a commitment from Luggard Edokpe, but he also signs early in the 2024 class, a huge pickup at the edge position. So let me know your guys' thoughts on both of those additions from Deshaun Barham and Luggard Edokpe. But now let's go ahead and talk about all the commits in the 2024 class that have signed early for Michigan. Now, there may be more coming out later today, but as I'm making this video, the only commits not to sign today right now is the 4-star cornerback Josiah Edmond and the 4-star linebacker Cole Sullivan. Those are the only 2 that are yet to sign, although they may sign by the end of the day. Alright, so let's go ahead and start from the latest to the earliest. The latest one to sign is the Michigan 4-star tight end Brady Prescorn from Adams, Michigan, in Rochester, Michigan. He signed with Michigan during a ceremony at his high school. Will be a great addition along with Hogan Hansen, the other 4-star tight end in the 2024 class for Michigan. The 4-star offensive lineman from Avon, Ohio, Luke Hamilton, also signed today. 3-star linebacker Zach Ludwig from Pennsylvania also signed today. The 3-star edge from the state of Maryland at Oakdale High School, Dominic Nichols, also signed. Michigan did a great job of keeping him committed as teams were pushing after him, but they prevailed. And the 4-star offensive lineman Andrew Sprague signed with Michigan. 4-star defensive lineman from the state of Ohio Ted Hammond signed with Michigan. The 4-star wide receiver from Providence Day High School, teammates with Jaden Davis, he signed today. He's obviously the son of former Michigan and NFL offensive lineman Jonathan Goodwin, so good to have him. The 4-star offensive lineman from the state of Texas Blake Frazier signed his letter of intent to Michigan. We obviously talked about Luggard Edokpe, the 4-star edge who committed and signed today. The 4-star safety in-state prospect Jacob Oden signed today. The 3-star running back Micah Kapana officially signed with Michigan also. And the 4-star running back Jordan Marshall from the state of Ohio, Mr. Ohio Player of the Year, signs with Michigan as well. The 3-star offensive lineman Jake Cornero from the state of Florida signed with Michigan. 3-star offensive lineman Ben Roebuck also signed with Michigan. And Michigan's future quarterback, 4-star quarterback Jaden Davis, officially locked it in with Michigan as he signed today, as it might go down as Michigan's best get in the 2024 class when we look back on this class later in the future. But the 3-star cornerback Jeremiah Lowe also signs with Michigan today. The other tight end, 4-star tight end Hogan Hansen, signed with Michigan as well. 4-star edge Devin Baxter also signed with Michigan. 4-star defensive lineman Owen Wafel signed with Michigan. Michigan actually flipped him from Notre Dame earlier in the year, so great to have him on the defensive line. The 4-star athlete slash linebacker Mason Curtis signed with Michigan. The 4-star wide receiver Amarion Stewart also signed with Michigan. He's got a lot of talent. Can't wait to see him play in a maize and blue uniform. 3-star defensive lineman David Polypoly signed with Michigan. Michigan previously flipped him from USC a couple weeks ago. The 4-star linebacker Jaden Smith from West Charlotte High School signs with Michigan. Belleville, Michigan 4-star linebacker Jeremiah Beasley also signed earlier this morning. And the first commit to sign with Michigan at 3:50 a.m. was the 3-star defensive lineman Manuel Beagle. And also just came in that the 4-star linebacker Cole Sullivan has also signed early, so the only commit that Michigan is waiting on right now is the 4-star cornerback Josiah Edmond and I would expect him to sign by the end of the night, but we will see. Other than that, Michigan has signed all of their 2024 commits, so it was a very successful day today. Also, did want to close this video out as Michigan has received an official notice of allegations from the NCAA on the Burgergate violations that took place during COVID 3 years ago, as the timing of this coming out on National Signing Day pretty laughable from the NCAA, but obviously it was, investigation into alleged recruiting violations during the COVID-19 dead period, which involved around 4 alleged level 2 violations and 1 level 1 violation against head coach Jim Harbaugh for not cooperating with the NCAA's investigation. Michigan now has 90 days to respond to the notice of allegations, and then the NCAA has 60 days to respond or to reply to their response. So now this process is going to take a long time from now, and obviously Michigan self-imposed a Jim Harbaugh suspension for 3 games this season. They also had a recruiting visit self-imposed ban for, I believe, the first 2 games of the season. So we'll see if the NCAA accepts any of those self-imposed punishments that Michigan did. But now this process will take a very long time from now, but just wanted to let you guys know about the notice of allegations. And other than that, that is going to wrap up today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you guys go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more if you are new around here. I greatly appreciate it. Other than that, we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.